they had a pay range of $60,000 to $385,000. What? Here are the 5 reasons why I would not want to be a Netflix flight attendant. A Netflix flight attendant? What are you talking about, Elizabeth? So if you haven't noticed or seen the article in the news recently, Netflix was advertising a job opening for a flight attendant for their personal fleet. All right, let's talk about one of the biggest downfalls for me personally if I wanted to be a Netflix flight attendant, and that's the commute. Currently, those who work for Netflix have to work out of San Jose. That means if you don't live in San Jose or in the area, you're going to have to commute there. So what does that mean? All airlines have bases, and that is where flight attendants and pilots start and end their trip. So my carrier, for example, I think we have about 12 bases currently. My home base is Denver, and I'm super blessed. I also live in Denver, so I drive to start my day. But a lot of flight attendants, that's not the case. For example, if one of our flight attendants lives in Lincoln, Nebraska, they would have to fly from Lincoln to Denver, and it's their responsibility to get to work. The company does not get you to work. If you choose to live outside your base, then you must commute to start your flying. So for me, that would be a huge downfall. Why would I leave a carrier where I have 9 years of seniority, go to 0, and have to start commuting? That for me is something that wouldn't be enjoyable. And it's also something that someone who is not familiar with the airline industry needs to understand, that if you don't live in San Jose, you can't drive to San Jose Airport, that you're gonna have to get there on your own. So for me, commuting is a big red flag, a big nope, this Netflix position would not work for me. Flexibility, it's one of the things that I love about being a flight attendant. Most people might not realize how flexible your schedule can be as a flight attendant. You can work days, you can work nights, you can work weekends, you can work weekdays. There is a lot of flexibility with your schedule. So my carrier has about 18,000 flight attendants, which means we have thousands of different schedules for flight attendants to work. So that means you have the opportunity to pretty much pick what you want or move your schedule around to accommodate you and your lifestyle. For example, being a mom, I do not really fly during the summer, and I have the opportunity to get rid of all my flying. When you work for a smaller carrier, a private carrier, there's fewer flight attendants that need to cover the flying. So if you work for a private company like Netflix and they have flying that needs covering, then you've got to fly it. So that's one thing that I love about my job. Specifically at my carrier, we don't have to fly. I can take the whole summer off if I need, or I can work a ton. I can pick up within the FAA guidelines as much flying as I want. So flexibility at a large carrier is just one of my absolute favorite parts of this job. Let's talk about the thirst trap, the real thing that I think caught a lot of people's attention with this Netflix flight attendant job offering. The money, y'all. $385,000. That's a lot of money. That's more money than I make. $60,000 I think is what basically a mid-level, couple years into the industry, flight attendants have the potential to make. So pay is a big deal, guys. It's a big deal. They don't give any specifics on how their flight attendants are paid. Are they paid hourly? Are they a salary? Is it a mixture of an hourly rate and salary? There's just no specifics in the job posting. So every airline has different ways that they pay their flight attendants. So I think that is really the thirst trap with this job posting, is they give you a really wide range of money for the job. But it's not all about money. It's all about, again, quality of life. So if you are a flight attendant thinking about switching or applying, you can always go for it if the things that I'm talking about don't apply to you, and give it a whirl. But for me, the money isn't even a consideration. I don't make anywhere near $385,000. I don't even currently make $60,000 because I barely fly. But there is opportunities to make money as a flight attendant. Again, it just depends on how much you work and how much you work it. So I think you have to take everything into consideration, not just the money. I am not willing to give up my flexibility and start commuting. Not at this point, not with 3 kids at home. but it might work for somebody else. You got to take a look and see if what they're offering is worth the pay. And again, you don't know what type of salary they would give you. But for me, not even the hint of $385,000 has me tempted to apply. All right, so let's touch on one of the other reasons why I don't think I would want to switch to a private airline situation. Something like Netflix or NetJets. Now, if you work for those two, I want you to tell me what your benefits are for working for a smaller private jet company as a flight attendant. So for me, as a flight attendant for a commercial carrier, I've talked about flexibility and I've talked about the commute. So those are big reasons why working for a larger commercial airline works for me personally. Also, we have a lot of benefits that I think a lot of people don't know about. As a flight attendant for a commercial carrier, I can pretty much jump on any carrier in the world that reciprocates with us for free. I can do a cabin seat agreement, a jump seat, but we actually sit in a real seat. Although I think Lufthansa lets us actually sit on the jump seat. We also have discounts with FedEx for shipping, which sounds funny, but that's one of my favorite benefits. Also, we get discounts on cruising. We get discounts on vacation packages for all-inclusive resorts. And again, we're just back to the fact that my airline is a much bigger airline and there's just a lot more flexibility. What if I'm tired of being a flight attendant? I want to go do something else. At my carrier, we move around within the company quite a bit. Maybe I want to be a flight attendant supervisor. Maybe I want to manage a base. Maybe I want to go be a flight attendant trainer. So again, if I get tired of flying, there are other things within my company that I can go do. Now, I've never been a private flight attendant. I've never worked for a small carrier. So tell me if I'm wrong. What am I missing? What are the favorite benefits you have for being a flight attendant for a small private company? Prove me wrong. Again, not all jobs are meant for all people. I really, really love my job. I love my company. 2023 is my 15-year anniversary at my carrier, 9 years in the sky, and I love it. So let me know in the comments below, what are your favorite benefits of being a flight attendant for a small private carrier or for a big commercial carrier? Let's have some fun in the comments. One of the other things I noticed in the job posting is about confidentiality. So it'd be really hard for me to have a YouTube channel about being a flight attendant if basically all the flying and everything I did was confidential. Maybe I could find a way around it. I don't know. It would be difficult. Now again, I don't have the biggest YouTube channel out there, but I have a good time. If you had a good time with this video, hit like, hit subscribe. So I think as a Netflix flight attendant, it'd be really hard for me to continue with this YouTube channel, so I'd have to give it up. So that's another reason, albeit probably one of the smaller, minor reasons why I would not apply to be a Netflix flight attendant. Do you work for a private? Do you work for commercial? What are the reasons that you would A, want to work for Netflix, maybe go for this job posting, or B, put in the comments why you would not want to. Did you see the job posting? Was there something in there that stuck out or something I said in my video? Let me know. If you have any other questions about being a flight attendant or what are some of my job perks, put it in the comments below. I love to answer questions. And that's gonna do it for this video of why I would not be a Netflix flight attendant. I hope you enjoyed it and I will see you guys in the sky.